Hey Tim, I'm feeling a lot better today, so I thought I'd show you a couple things I didn't get to show you yesterday in my sort of head pounding state. So here is your site, and what I think I'd like to do is like to go here. We're gonna just make a site called tomorrow.hapgood.net, and we'll go in here and we'll make a page about me. And I'm a big fan of putting some way for people to reach you on your page, even if it's just your Twitter handle, but maybe your email as well. And the reason why I've gotten that way is that right now we don't have that notification when someone forks your stuff. So if I go and fork someone else's stuff, I really might want an email or a Twitter handle where I could say, hey, I'm doing some stuff with your stuff. You should check it out, right? Is that how you spell tomorrow? I hope so. Right? Okay. So you see, we don't have that, but we can go and we can grab yours. We can drag it over here, and we'll drop it in, and then now that should work. Okay. So now what I would like to do is I'd like to pull some stuff in. I mean, the first thing we could do is we have this ordering a pizza in 2015. You already have a drop space here. So 2015 pizza. Okay, ordering a pizza in the future. Awesome. Okay, so we're just going to drag this icon in here, and we're just going to drop it in here, and then we'll have the video embedded. So one other way to do it is if you have your Twitter handle or something on your site, I can email you and say, hey, look, I'm building out this site. Let's clean this off. I don't think I have something to add there. Privacy versus user experience. I can go here. And what we've been doing with links is putting them at the end of the paragraph like this, right? If you alt-I in a paragraph space, we have the terms we use there. Let's alt-I in a normal paragraph. We just throw things like Wikipedia, post, GitHub, web page at the end. It's just a PDF, right? Google Books if it's a Google Books interface. And the idea is most people, when they're in the wiki, want to click wiki links, right? And so the wiki links stay in text. But the stuff that would bring you to a whole different context, we kind of downgrade it. We put it at the end of the paragraph and just say, hey, if you wanted to check out more and leave the wiki, you could go here. But we don't want people leaving the wiki by accident, right? We want them to get that experience of just losing themselves in the wiki. So privacy versus user experience. So now let's go and grab some other stuff. I'm going to add, we're just going to add a rosters page here. And when we create this page, we'll add the roster. And actually, in this case, I think I'm going to Alt-I. And there's this roster here. And if I hold down Shift, and then I click and drag this, it'll drag a copy of this here. So I'm just going to borrow this roster. And I'll probably add one of my, so I have machines, I have orientation, but I also have this journal.hapgood.net I'd like to put in there. So let's load these people in. And actually, I don't know, sure, let's load some happening people in too. This is actually a really abbreviated list of the happening. I think we had about twice that. So what happens if we do privacy now, right? So here's the stuff from you, privacy versus user experience. This is a neat thing. This is differential privacy. And this is an idea rather than anonymizing data sets. We can add noise to data sets so that the individuals in the data set don't become identifiable. I'm just going to find a bunch of things and bring them in here. Anything that I read the first paragraph and think, hey, that might relate. Let's just bring. I'm gonna read these. I think later. This Hello Barbie, right? Where you talk to Barbie and it goes to servers. Walter Benjamin had this idea of angel of history flying backwards. Is when you look towards history, you just see a series of snapshots of sort of unmitigated disaster. I like this. So part of it is technology hopeful, and I like this. This is advice from Woody Guthrie. He's got a bunch of things. Learn people are better. Keep Rancho clean. Don't get lonesome. Stay glad. I like this one. Keep hoping machine running. Oh, so this is neat. Sometimes if you just have something that might be a future slide, you just store it there. And so we have this. This is big data, of course. So I don't have to go through all of this. This Manifesto 15 is, I think a little bit boring, but kind of deals with the future, Vulcan testing system, how we imagined education in like 1982 or something. I don't think that's not really useful. Let's go back to your thing and look at specific articles. So Disney Vision of the Future, Monsanto House of the Future. Okay, so first I can fix this link, and Wikipedia is a keyword that we use, so we're just going to say Wikipedia, and we're just going to put it at the end of this paragraph that it serves as sort of a footnote for. Carousel of progress. Okay, so here we could add a video, right? There's a great, big, beautiful world. So if we go here, do we already show dragging a video in here? Because if we have that open, we can go here and drag it, and we can drop it there. What's that video? Okay, so sometimes we have things that relate to pages, but they're not really part of the core idea of the page. So what we tend to do with that is I'll throw like a little page fold here. And the things under here are just going to be sort of random links that we might have. We have this sort of way of saying this where we just say see. And then I think I might have this in my neighborhood, so I'm just going to put the link down and see if it comes up. So it's in my neighborhood. I'm just going to pull that in. Year 1957. It's the year of Sputnik. And I think we have something on Sputnik from education happening. I think, I don't know, someone wrote something on Sputnik. And here's something where this is related to education. So is it really what you want for the site? Well, you can actually, if you look at this, while Sputnik may have been a focusing event, Rudolph said changes had been in works for years. So we could actually modify sort of the meaning of this. And we could say that the meaning of this page to our little microsite, we don't want to lose that link to the post. This thing here, where Rudolph said changes to the U.S. educational system have been the worst for years, Sputnik is seen as a trigger event I think that's kind of neat off of Tomorrowland because, I mean, obviously Tomorrowland opened in 1957. It wasn't built in 1957. So this obsession with science was in industry was clearly pre-Sputnik, and Tomorrowland is an example of that. We can add a link back here. So now one of the great things about having the page titles be the same as the page slugs is that, you see, we don't have to do a whole bunch of pasting and copying here or figuring out what the real slug of the page is. If we can see the title, we can just type the title. Okay, and we did it. Anyway, those are some of the things that you can do that I wasn't able to show yesterday, and hopefully that's a somewhat coherent presentation. So I want to show you one other thing really quickly. So I went and I grabbed all that stuff, and if you notice, if I'm in recent changes here, I can sort of go through that stuff, but I have all this other stuff in my neighborhood. I can't just see the stuff on my site. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new page here, and we're going to call it just my stuff. And we're going to use the same technique. We're going to hit Shift and click, create this page over here. And we're going to use the same technique we used before. We're going to hold down Shift. We're going to drag this over here. Oh, come on. Okay, if that doesn't drag, we're going to do this. Then we'll drag this over here, holding down Shift. And that looks like it didn't copy, but it actually did copy. See? And what we're going to do here is we're going to go, and you can get a whole bunch of, you can use Alt-I and get a whole bunch of information on this. But we're just going to say neighborhood, no. That's a little language that eliminates everything from my neighborhood. So now if we actually go and we look at just my stuff, even if we go through here and we see stuff that has other people and the neighborhood is growing here, the neighborhood is not added to recent changes, whereas on the other hand, recent changes will have all those people in it. And so that's a helpful way if you want to go through all the stuff that you collected.